Directly from me. Is it audible? Yeah. Sorry for this some IT related technical issues. So very warm good morning to everyone. So it's my immense pleasure and privilege to welcome all of you for this Ministry of Education IIC sponsored Impact Lecture Series webinar Session 1 on behalf of KMP College of Pharmacy, Perumbavoor, Kerala, and my own behalf. I would like to introduce our today's speaker, Dr. Koppala Sunil Kumar. He is working as a research officer, scientist level 2, and HOD, Pharmacognosy Department, Siddha Central Research Institute, Arumbakam, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Dr. K. Sunil Kumar graduated from Mangalore University, Mangalore, in the year of 2004, and postgraduate from Gujarat University in the year of 2006. Further completed doctorate from Madras University, Chennai, in the year of 2014. He is having total number of 15 years research experience and got ICMR Senior Research Fellowship Award, and he received Dr. P.D. Sethi Award for his best 6 HPTLC papers in traditional medicine. He has received 704 lakhs rupees from Government of India as a part of various researches, ongoing and completed projects. He published more than 162 publications with good impact factors. In addition to that, he has guided 15 number of MD students and 2 PhD candidates. He is having versatile experience in the field of pharmacognosy. Apart from these activities, he is also a member of editorial board member in various national and international journals. That is more than 10 number of journals. Now I hope you may have a wonderful session with Dr. K.M. Sunil Kumar.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. You may start.
Okay. Presentation. Is it audible? Dr. Sina? Okay.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Is it clear or I need to change the voice?
No.
It's clear?
It's fine.
Hello. Yeah, Dr. Sina.
Sir, now,
Yeah, I'm audible, right?
yeah, you are audible, sir.
Now, can you see? Yeah, you can see the PPT.
Slides, yeah, I can see.
Yeah, I'm not going for presentation mode. I think the slide is not changing. I'll present as such. Okay. I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you are audible, and your PPT also is visible. It's clear.
Okay. I'm
Yes.
not going for presentation mode because it's not slide is not changing. So I'll just keep like this. Very good morning, one and all. The topic given to me is on innovative methods in natural drug discovery and development, which is the most relevant topic in the current scenario. As far as Indian tradition is concerned, we have lot of resources which we can utilize for the development of drugs through natural drug discovery. So currently we have a lot of systems, medical systems in India, which Ayush is very prevalent in the Indian context. We have under Ayush, we have different systems of medicine like Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, homeopathy, so Ripa Yoga, naturopathy. So these systems, which we have as our own tradition, we have a lot of traditional knowledge on these medical systems. So our heritage and culture gives a lot of opportunity for development of natural drugs. So as far as this topic is concerned, so I wish to give a detailed account on how what are the opportunities and what are the newer methods available for natural drug discovery. So compared to the conventional method of drug discovery, which we used to practice till date, we have come to a lot of advancements in the recent past, where we have very high and instrumental analytical procedures, along with the different omics approaches, and a lot of statistical packages, which will also help in finding out new molecules from natural products. So this topic will cover two parts. One is the newer methods available for drug discovery, and how is drug development is done from natural resources. So when we say drugs from natural sources, it all comes from bioactive secondary metabolites from natural resources, which may be a plant, which can be a marine origin drug, and it can also be from other natural sources like minerals, etc. So as far as my talk goes, I cover only herbal part of it. So discovery from herbal drugs is very robust and viable lead candidates, because we can screen a lot of natural products to isolate new compounds which will have a lot of newer therapeutical applications. So the development of new technologies in this field has revolutionized the screening of natural products, because earlier our Vaidyas had no such opportunities. They just based on their experience, they have just given account of applications of different medicinal plants, which was time tested. But the current advances in newer technologies give us a lot of opportunities in developing natural products from compound herbal mixtures. So the current scenario is that instead of going for isolated molecules, as a whole, drug as a whole acts synergistically, and there are more of interest in use of herbal total extract rather than going for isolation, etc. So the along with the current developments in the facilities, I mean the technologies, we can make use of these technologies and develop herbal drugs with a lot of improvements and more precision. So when you say drug from traditional medicine, historically, all over the world, there are different, since ancient time, there are different folklore practices along with the codified systems which we have today, like Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, which can be put forward for testing and validation. So we have a lot of leads from traditional medicine, which can be exploited for development of newer drugs. So the World Health Organization has also emphasized the need to ensure quality control of herbals and herbal formulation by using different modern techniques. So nowadays, even WHO has also emphasized that there is a need to ensure quality control, and the herbal formulations are also getting popular these days. So when we say different steps involved in for completion of natural drug discovery, we generally go by extraction, then we do isolation with a lot of chromatographic separations, then we purify them, characterize the compound, and find out which is the compound responsible for a phytochemical biological activity. So this newly isolated phytoconstruct as a lead compound for designing new analog improves the therapeutic activity or reduce the toxicity. So the current developments in a lot of testing procedures has a lot of advancements which we can use for developing drugs from nature. So conversion of these lead phytoconstituents into medicinally important drugs by herbal drug discovery. That is the current practice which is happening. A lot of along with this Ayush codified systems, there are a lot of other industries which are developing drugs from nature for various applications. So if you see the drug discovery process, it's very complex. There are a lot of steps involved. It just starts from extraction, then we go for fractionation, then from the fraction we isolate pure compounds. If it is a novel structure, if it's a new structure, it can be developed as a drug with modification, or it can be amenable to drugability without any modifications to the chemical structure. Otherwise, if it's a known structure, already known structure, it can have a known activity, or it can also have a new activity. So we can propose new mechanism action, or we can go with the known mechanism action. So if it's a new activity, we can go with the new mechanism of action. So from the we can also formulate multiple compounds which are responsible for the action, or we can also attribute a single molecule for particular action. So it's up to the scientist to go with the single molecule, and otherwise multiple compound mixture or polyherbal formulation. But nowadays, there are a lot of interest in multiple mixture of compounds which acts synergistically. So, as per the classical claims by our ancient texts, so the whole herb and multi-herbal formulations, which were earlier thought to be not relevant, now scientists have started proving that using as a formulation is also beneficial. It has less toxicity. It has more properties, because it acts on multiple targets in a living system. So why we need innovation in drug discovery? Because if we go by the conventional method of drug development, particularly in natural materials, as natural materials are very complex in nature, we need to adopt some newer technology for development of drugs from natural resources, that is herbal products. So the scourge of communicable and non-communicable diseases and the challenges of finding drug candidates that can treat these diseases with the little or no side effects is a huge challenge. So we have molecules developed from chemicals, which many of them have a lot of side effects. So despite the development of drugs for treating and managing diseases such as HIV, malaria, hypertension, diabetes, and cancer, these diseases continue to plague diverse population, and it also associated with a lot of mortalities. So there is a need for innovative drug discovery strategies. So that's due from the current blockbuster pharma R&D strategies. So we need newer strategies to prove efficacy of our traditional medicine. So the earlier method, the normal routine method will not be enough for proving the therapeutic potential of our compound mixtures which comes from herbal, or when we use a lot of herbs to compound one medicine. So we need better techniques. So there is a need of a lot of advancements in this area of research in traditional medicine. So when we see potency of natural molecules, you also know that a lot of molecules comes from nature. We have a lot of compounds which have been isolated from plants and then turned to be a drug. So we are an approach to revert to nature for answers, since it has worked for drug discovery in the past, because we have found out a lot of molecules from nature which are highly important in curing some of the diseases like anti-cancer drug Taxol, vinblastine, anti-malarial drugs such as quinacin, artemisinin, discovered from natural products, which are still prescription drugs when you have these conditions. So we are looking back to nature and trying to find out many other molecules from nature, which definitely we can develop as per claims of traditional system medicine. It says that every herb in the nature is important, has medicinal property. Only thing you have to know how to explore it for particular disease. So if we look back and exploit drugs from nature, definitely we may have solution for almost all the diseases we face now. So in the face of global public health challenges, natural products research development potentially plays a pivotal role in innovative drug discovery. So you also know that there are a lot of researches are happening on herbal drugs. So, what is the traditional knowledge? Faced with many stresses and challenges coupled with being sedentary, plants have developed many molecules to ward off attacks from animals and environmental insults. So, plants have potential. They have a lot of secondary metabolites in them, which are secreted by these plants for warding off attacks from animals, environmental insults, etc. So it secretes a lot of secondary metabolites which we can use for preparation of medicine. So these same molecules give plant their ability to give off fragrances, colors, indeed toxicity as well. So the discovery of medicinal plants by early humans must have been a trial and error. It was a trial and error. If you see our traditional medicines, it comes because of the experience of ancient Vaidyas. So necessitated by need to ease disease manifestation. So just to ease, they had some health issues. Get cure from them, they used some of the herbs. So that's how in 4 or 5 thousand years these traditional medicinal systems have evolved. But when we look back and do some research using recent technologies, we also have found that these phytochemicals are acting. They really have some potential. Then if you see the popularity of natural products, so you all know that nowadays these natural products are highly popular, particularly after this COVID-19. So many people have turned to herbal medicine because they all have found that there are some benefits like improving immunity, etc. So, if you see, the natural products from plants and animals have become go-to source for drugs, especially for anti-cancer and antimicrobial agents. So, there are several molecules for anti-cancer, antimicrobial properties. So, traditional medicine has been overshadowed by modern medicine. However, the past few decades have seen increase in the use of medicinal plants. So we have been seeing that there is an increase in use of medicinal plants for health promotion as well as treatment. So it acts as a wellness product which improves immunity, etc., etc., and it also gives us molecules for treatment. So medicinal plant extracts are now used as prescription drugs in numerous developed countries such as UK, Germany, China, and France. So these herbal products are not only popular in India. Now we can see that all the developed countries, UK, USA, Germany, China, everyone started using these formulation, and most of these products are available in market for use. So when you see global acceptance of herbal products, about quarter of all Food and Drug Administration approved drugs as well as European Medical Agency approved drugs are plant-based with the well-known drugs such as paclitaxel, morphine having been isolated from plants. So if you see, many FDA approved drugs over the past 20 years are based on natural products or their derivatives. So traditionally plant extracts are used as concoctions made of combinations of different ingredients. Generally, you see that it's coming that in traditional system medicine we had this polyherbal formulation. The same picture is coming again. So individually, some of the ingredients do not have therapeutic activities, but require the synergistic activities. So they act synergistically. The mixture of many compounds together, they act on different targets in the body, and they give required beneficial medicinal activity. Current challenges to use of the natural products, though these formulation, I mean traditional medicines are popular, there are also challenges. There is a lack of standardization procedures. That is the main drawback happening now. There are we don't follow enough standardization procedures to standardize our medicine. We just market them without doing proper standardization. We have a lot of isolation of pure chemical products or compounds. Sometimes we are not able to make it as a isolated single compound. That is also hindering its property, even its popularity. People think when it is whole extract, how does it act? Like allopathic drug, which is a single molecule where they know everything, all properties of the drug. So when it is in polyherbal, how does it act? So that kind of thought is there. Then lack of elucidation of biological mechanisms. Many of our formulations are based on traditional claims where there is no proper elucidation of biological mechanism and rarely undergoing so-called trials. So we don't do clinical trials for most of our medicine. Proper clinical trials are lacking. So people are looking for results of clinical trial so that they can really believe that the drug is really acting. So natural products usually are molecules with more complex structure. It was more difficult to extract, purify or synthesize sufficient quantity of a new chemical entity of interest for discovery and developmental activity. So we generally don't go for a new chemical entity by isolation of the molecule from the extracts. Most of the times it is based on total extract. So that is also one of the challenges we can say as for getting popularity in traditional medicine. But but when you see therapeutic applications, there are several molecules from nature which have anti-cancer activity, which can ward off infectious diseases like bacterial, viral, fungal, and parasitic, but also address other therapeutic areas such as cardiovascular disease, neurological illnesses, depression, metabolic diseases, inflammatory diseases. For all these natural products have given very good molecules for the therapeutic application. The cytotoxicity property of many secondary metabolites from marine organism and bacteria are also proved. So that area is also has made a lot of advancements by isolating molecules and proving their anti-cancer, etc. Properties. So, what is the recent development in technologies now? So, why we say that there is need of upgradation of the technologies needed? Because compared to conventional drug testing, as these herbal products are complex molecules, the normal routine drug testing will not work for us. We need to find out solution for proving our medicines by using different technologies which have been emerged recently. So the techniques like quantum computing, profiling techniques, computational biology techniques, big data, microfluidics, artificial intelligence, all these will enable scientists to use a combinatorial approach to harness the therapeutic properties of plant-based natural products and simultaneously study their molecular effects in physiological conditions. So combination of these techniques, the newer techniques like big data, etc. So they are really important for proving efficacy of polyherbal medicines which we have in our systems of medicine. So we also have gone for newer extraction strategies which simulates traditional methods of extraction. You know that in traditional system medicine, the method of extraction followed is different. So they generally use only water extracts. In some of the Ayurveda formulation like Asavarishta, they use alcohol as a base. They are the only formulation where alcohol is used as a base. It's hydroalcoholic. Water is there also, water and alcohol. And they have used some methods like based on oils and fats. Like we say it's Taila, Grutha in Ayurveda, where oils and fats are used as extracting solvents. Then there are also some methods like preparation of distillates. So they are the traditional methods of extraction used. But when we go for modern extraction with the organic solvents, so some of the principles which are told in medicine, these traditional medicines are violated. So that is also not accepted by some of the group of people which says that it violates the traditional times. So we have gone so far with so many newer extraction techniques which simulates the normal Ayurvedic or Siddha or other Unani or other traditional methods of extraction of phytoconstituents. So the newer extraction strategies have been resulted in higher hit leads during drug discovery. Innovative extraction technologies like semi-bionic extraction, supercritical fluid extraction, microwave assisted, ultrasonic assisted, and enzyme assisted extraction, molecular distillation methods, and membrane suppression technology. They are the newer technologies which can be used to extract natural compounds efficiently from plants. So these extraction strategies have been shown to have similar simulation to traditional methods. So it almost mimics the method of extraction followed in traditional systems of medicine. So by adopting better extraction techniques, we can get more molecules from these medicines. So we have to change to our newer extraction strategies so that we'll get newer molecules from our medicines. So, along with the extraction for analysis of these extracted compounds, we have a lot of technologies now. So, technologies, these instrumental facilities were already there, but we have generated a lot of data using these instruments, and we used some of recent advancements in newer statistical tools. So we have made a good big data of all these analytes which can directly or indirectly indicate the medicinal property of these formulations. So the technologies such as HPLC, NMR, MS, this microfluidics, computational algorithms have been major advances in the field of medicinal chemistry, especially recently, 20th century. So this has allowed the determination of chemical components of plants and their utilization in drug discovery. So along with that, we have gone to high throughput assays using bioreactors and microfluidic system, which has led to many drug discoveries using plant and natural products. So, at present, we have a lot of these advanced. We have access to the technology was there already, but it was not accessible, right? Because of the cost factor, because of only very few institutes had these facilities. So, people, students, researchers had no much access to these technology. But nowadays, and they are all accessible if you have experiment to do on these, which can be easily performed, and the data which you obtain can go to high throughput assays and different statistical packages that will help us get generating lot of data on these traditional medicines. So the current strategies for drug discovery, if you see, in modern medicine, discarded the use of whole plant extract and driven by single compound based medicine. We have seen that it becomes a synthetic drug. I mean, allopathic drug when only when it is isolated and a single compound is elucidated its structure and its pharmacological activities in. That was the picture till now. So taking the whole plant or extracts with no isolation of compound as practiced in traditional medicine produces a better therapeutic effect than individual compounds. So there are some studies which have shown that when drugs are made into formula, that acts also better because it acts on different targets by synergistic activity. You get better therapeutic efficacy with less toxicity. So this is important, and most of the plant metabolites likely work in a synergistic fashion or concurrently to give the plant extract its therapeutic effect. So this synergism is a big science where we don't have enough drug development strategies which need more focus in future. So research on whole plant extract must be done, as this will allow scientists to determine the molecular basis of the therapeutic effect of the plant extract. So we have been focusing on extract followed by isolation and single compound. Now we need to develop strategies to look for research on polyherbal formulation or total extracts. So when we refer to combinatorial technologies, innovative drug design from natural product is needed to combat global health challenges with the assistance of technological innovation. So we need to innovate our technological interventions, and we need to adopt newer methods like combinatorial, which combines so many analytical procedures together to find out a combinatorial result. So most importantly is a need for new innovative computational and analytical method to identify chemical components of crude plant extract in order to identify compounds causing the desired therapeutic effect and optimize extraction to exclude interfering compounds. So ultimately, more research should be focused on combinatorial effect of chemicals from plant extracts and not just single compounds. So if we have to prove our traditional system medicine, we have to focus more on this combinatorial effect of chemicals. How do they act in such a complex environment? How do they act when so many molecules are together? So how is it giving activity? We don't have our current approaches for drug discovery doesn't allow us to do this kind of research. So we need to innovate our methods for drug discovery. So multidisciplinary approach using innovative technology is need of the hour. Innovative drug discovery from natural products require a multidisciplinary approach, utilizing available innovative technologies to package such natural product compounds for medical practice for drug development. So the successful use of such an approach will allow development of next generation drugs to combat their ever increasing health challenges for today and in the future. So our health challenges are increasing. We need more therapeutic array of molecules for we need leads for the emerging diseases like COVID. So we accordingly we need to we have to give a multidisciplinary approach using innovative technologies. So most medicinal extract compounds often work in synergistic manner. That is, when as a whole, the total extract as together. So to elicit their therapeutic effects. So isolating individual component may be counterproductive. So we also have to go with the approach of whole extract. So a system biology approach coupled with the application of available technology. We need to go for need to adopt genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, metabolomics, automation, and computational strategies. So that will potentially pave the way for innovative drug design, leading to better drug candidates. So we this is a you all know that this is a recent advancement in drug research. This all omics technology. So we need to go for these technologies so that we will come out with good results. Molecular libraries of lead compounds from natural products R&D will serve as source of lead compounds, herbal tinctures for innovative thus there is a need of library of data, compound data. From that we can do further, we can take further leads from them. In the application of innovative technology combined with the system biology, the focus should not be on reductionist. So you should go synergistic effect. You should not go for this reductionist approach of trying to source a single active compound. So this reductionist approach is to go for a target, go for a single molecule from extract. So instead of that, we should consider a synergistic effect of compounds. It is important to emphasize that innovative drug discovery from natural products will require non-reductionist strategy to understand their complex mechanism of action. Of course, they are complex. When we say it is an extract, definitely it is a complex, but we need to develop newer technologies to analyze them to find their pharmacological actions. Only then we will be able to find good molecules from our drugs. So these omics based approaches are highly relevant. These are the newer advancements in drug this natural product. We see a lot of publications coming out on based on omics. What is this omics based approaches? In line with the development of metabolomics, genomics, and chemometrics, significant advances in metabolite profiling have been achieved. So, and have generally high quality massive genome and metabolome data in natural extracts. So, new multi-informational based profiling approaches integrating taxonomic bioactive data can hold a promise for discovery of drugs from new compounds from nature. So we have to return to natural product and exciting era of development. So only with these approaches we can show we can better prove the action of these drugs, particularly when they are on extract level. So what is genomics? Genomics in plant-based natural product identification, biomarker identification. So I'm just trying to give what is genomics. The use of different or wrong species will likely affect therapeutic property due to different compounds. This is the current practice. If you go to market, go ask for some drugs, definitely they'll give something else. Whatever they have, they'll give because you are not good in identifying what they give. So it's always misled. So when one formulation is prepared with 15 ingredients, out of 15, 5 to 6 are wrong ingredients. So how do you think your efficacy will be there? So the genomic method are important in establishing an accurate identification method for plants and natural product species. The genomic techniques such as DNA barcoding, which is a recent development in identification. So wherever we go for identification of plant species, now if you want to export some medicine, some of the agencies, regulatory agencies have started asking for DNA barcoding of the single drug. So established DNA barcoding technology it sequences diversely short standard DNA regions for species level identification. So the barcoding utilizing genomics will provide a more robust and precise identification of unknown herbal drugs. So for identifying unknown herbal drugs, so this barcoding is helping us. Then what is proteomics approach? It is innovative drug discovery from natural products have a potential to elucidate protein expression, protein function, metabolic and biosynthetic pathway in the plant. So it is done with the approaches such as MS, mass spectrometry, utilizing two-dimensional electrophoresis. So here we generate a lot of quantitative data on a scale and sensitivity comparable to what is generated at the genomic level. So we usually combine this genomic and proteomics and get a combined data which will help us knowing the medicinal property of the drug. So this metabolomics, which is another area in the natural drug discovery, untargeted metabolomic approaches for discovering compounds of therapeutic interest from natural products have potential to lead innovative drugs for global health. Where we can identify and quantify the complete set of characteristic metabolites is possible. So, to evaluate the dynamic metabolic response of living systems to biological stimuli or genetic manipulation. So, that is how we do this metabolomics. It's a big science in natural products now. So, it's an emerging science where you need a lot of instruments together and you can come to a conclusion from that and how that we can generate a lot of database using that which will help us in developing drugs from nature in future. So this illustrates a complete biological mechanism of both the natural product and its effect on living system. So some of the technologies such as ultra performance, high performance liquid chromatography quadrupole TOF MS. So that is UPLC MS. This is used. NMR is used, and along with this, some multivariate statistical analysis is used so that we can elucidate the pharmacodynamic, pharmacokinetic, and toxicological value of natural products. So this approach is as a critical phenotyping tool. The system biology approach is this technique positions the profiling of natural products in all inclusive manner in terms of metabolite and biology system effect. So it roughly it profiles the composition of the extract and how does it act in a biological system. So that combination is called as metabolomic. So when you are giving a plant extract, giving extract to a living system, and from the after administration, from the serum, again you are trying to extract those compounds and finding out how does it act in the system. So that is what metabolomic approach. Then this big data is another big data is another aspect for drug development and precision medicine. Omics like this genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, metabolomics, which results in generation of complex multivariate data set that requires computational and chemometric tools for interpretation. So we can use a lot of bioinformatics and multivariate statistical tools for application of omics multidata to elucidate the pathophysiological effects. So here we have a lot of data. That data is analyzed with the multivariate statistical tools will elucidate the pharmacodynamic, kinetic, and toxicological nature of the natural products. So that is a emerging area in drug development. And applications used during drug discovery process, such as even docking is there, where you just have to know the structure of the molecule. There are a lot of softwares which will which have lot of protein targets, you can dock to your compound and find virtually screen how the drugs act. So these machine learning algorithms such as deep learning, utilization of data from high throughput screening. So all these recent advancements can be applied for natural drug discovery. So there are different softwares assisted for used for natural drug discovery, like Adam, Eve. So where you can use in target and hit finding. So you have a molecule isolated from some natural sources. You want to see how does it act on different targets, protein targets in the body. So you can use these softwares and reduce the problematic false positive, and also it will reduce the material consumption. So you need not kill many animals by giving your extract for testing. You can just simulate the activity based on the results, then you can go for seeing it in vivo. So these have been developed using computer aided design, and this includes several anti-cancer agents have been designed using these tools. Then again, another technology is artificial intelligence, where we can trial and error process. We can reduce cost. You can minimize the hit and miss nature of R&D. So you need not do a lot of spend a lot of spend on your R&D and then finally miss you will not get the activity. So you can just take this technology, you can leverage artificial intelligence to uncover such novel treatments. So again, you all know this nanotechnology, which arranging shape and size of their to nanometer scale. So there is a diverse area of innovation was made recently in technology. There are products, medicines for obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disorders, cancer, leukemia, neurodegenerative diseases. So nanoscale production, nanoparticle which gives therapeutic effect, that is very recently have been very useful. So nanotechnology can be applied for cellular level. So it can specifically work. So this technology is potentially targeted to disease tissue to achieve maximum therapeutic. So it is directly targeted to the tissue, diseased tissue, so that it gives maximum efficacy, and it is very specific as it is targeted tissue. It is very specific. Mm, Then when how that are the newer method. So far, I have told the newer methods of uh, available for doing natural drug discovery. Now I'll give some account on development of natural products. So how do we develop a natural product? Uh, Based on literature survey, based on the claims in traditional medicine, etc. So literature survey and analysis on the plant species along with the activity present in the selected plant for studies. First, we have to scan the literature and see whether you get a medicinal plant with a particular activity. That's how you have to start, and then you have to collect, you have to identify the plant. You have to authenticate, because most of the time authentication goes wrong, then all your result will go wrong. So authentication is an important part in any drug research. Then you have to go for extraction with the non-polar polar solvent. Then you have to evaluate extract by judging different methods. You have to test the biological property. Then you can do the activity guided fractionation, monitoring each chromatographic fraction, its isolation and comparison with the available bioactive markers will lead to investigation, which will lead to the investigation. So this is how it goes. First, you have to survey literature, then collect the plant, authenticate, extract, see its pharmacological activity, then go for activity guided isolation, then find out the structure of the compound responsible for the activity, then test each bioactive compound to determine its potency. then perform molecular modeling studies and preparing derivatives of the compound of interest. You can see if that compound has some activity, then what about its derivatives. You can do it in silico by you can do first in silico, then you can do the synthesis and find whether that derivatives have more potential or not. So when total synthesis is not practical, carrying out large-scale re-isolation of compound is done, then toxicological, pharmacological studies are done. Then we have to go for the clinical trial so that that product is developed. So the process involved in natural products goes like this. First, you have to find the lead. It can be from ethnobotanical or it can be from classical literature. Then you have to find fix the formula, single, whether it is single herb formulation or a multi-herb formulation. How are you going to do that? Then you have to do powder extraction isolation, whether you're developing from powder or from extract or from isolate, that you have to see. Then evaluate toxicity or and the pharmacological actions by in silico, in vitro or in vivo models. So that depends. Then you have to go for clinical trial. Then what dosage form you have to go for that particular drug which you have found out. Then go for the marketing. So that's how it happens. Then for quality characterization, we have to do authentication first, that is identity. Then you have to do physical chemical evaluation to check its purity. Then assay by chromatography spectroscopy techniques for finding out its strength. Then toxicity evaluation for its safety. Then biological activity for efficacy. So identity, purity, strength, safety, efficacy. These are the essential characteristics of a drug to be developed. Then for identity, we have macroscopy, microscopy, DNA barcoding, which has emerged recently. First, looking at the drug, how could you identify it? Then it is fine. Otherwise, you can go for a microscopic identification. You can also make use of DNA barcoding. You just need a small part of material which can be, we can isolate the DNA from it, and you can multiply the DNA. Then from that, based on you have to sequence from the sequence by hitting it on databases, you can find out which is that particular species. So you just need a small portion of the herbal drug which can be identified based on the database available accessible from the open source. So like bold NCBI. So that can be you can generate barcode also from that. Then for purity, the drug should be pure, so it should not have any foreign matter. It should not have a lot of moisture. The ash value should be in limit. The extractive value should be as per the pharmacopoeial requirement. Then for strength, it should have enough extractive value in different solvents. Then you have to find out concentration of the active molecules, how much percentage is there, whether it is less than required or it is more than required, it is in the range or not. So that has to be fixed. Then you have to see the safety, whether it has too much microbial load, whether it has heavy metals, whether it has pesticides, whether it has radioactive contaminants. So all these has to be checked. Then toxicity studies should be done. You have to do acute toxicity study, chronic toxicity study. Then if it is for external application, dermal toxicity. Then if it is such poison made up of poisonous compounds, then genotoxicity. So these things has to be performed. So you have to before developing, marketing or using a product. So these toxicity studies should be performed. Then for efficacy, first you can choose clinic in silico. You can do the with the molecule on bioinformatics tools. You can just find out whether it has activity. Then go for in vitro some cell line studies. Then go for experimental animals, that is in vivo. Then go for clinical trials. So once the clinical trial is over, then only it can be marketed. So in clinical trial, it's a big. It requires a lot of time. So there are different phases in clinical trial, phase 1, 2, 3, 4. So only after these completion of these steps, a drug comes to market. So in silico is the first thing which should be done, then in vivo, in vitro, in vivo, and the clinical trial. That's how a drug comes to market. So when you see challenges in new drug discovery, there are a lot of challenges. Drug development is a lengthy, complex, costly process. entrenched with high degree of uncertainty that drug will actually succeed or not. So you have done a lot of you know whether it really acts. So unknown pathophysiology that gives a big challenge. So even animal models, you will not have correct animal model. There is heterogeneity of the patient. Each patient is different. Their phenotyping, endotyping is also relevant. Then lack of validated diagnostic and therapeutic biomarkers. That is also another problem in natural drug discovery. So I just want to give one example of a drug which has won Nobel Prize in medicine. This is this like this is just one molecule which is the ultimate solution currently available for malaria. So how it has got developed? So I mean to say that there is same potential for development of such drugs from nature if it is systematically studied. So you all know that the research of two Chinese pharmaceutical chemists who isolated who found that artemisinin with a lot of research. So it started in 1969 as 2UU was head of the secret drug discovery project. In 1971, they have screened 2,000 traditional Chinese recipes and 380 herbal extracts for anti-malarial properties. So only one compound was effective in intermittent fever. Then they found that the low temperature extraction only gives that particular compound. So hot water had already damaged the active ingredient. So extraction is very, very important. So when you go for a molecule, you need to see what extraction suits best. Otherwise, you will lose the compound. So it has it was very effective curing malaria in mice and monkey. Then artemisinin was isolated. Chemical structure of artemisinin was found out, and accidentally they also synthesized dihydroartemisinin. So the scientist too, she volunteered first human subject for the clinical trial, and that work was published, and it awarded Nobel Prize in October 2015. So that's how I wanted to say that a lot of potential in from herbal drugs for development of such newer drugs. So if you see recent publications on natural products, you all see this kind of studies, that is metabolomic using different hyphenating more than one technique using NMR, HPLC, LCMS, using chemometrics. So, so this is the current method of standardizing a herb. So if you see these publications, most of them are from China. They have done these kind of experiments on a lot of Chinese traditional medicine. So the popularity of Chinese medicine has also increased in US and all. If you see, so this Chinese medicine are very popular because they have done so much of research on proving its therapeutic activity as well as standardizing them. So this is what needed in our scenario. Then go to come to a conclusion, the low success rate to during discovery requires paradigm shift for innovative drug development. We have to do a lot of innovations in our testing procedures. We need to do technological advances in profiling the complex natural products. So we need natural product as a very successful strategy for the development of novel therapeutic drugs. Natural product discovery stand as a major contributor solving the global health challenges and achieving sustainable development goals on health. So, sustainable funding models with the public and academic participation is required. Integration and better usage of sophisticated technology is required for finding out, getting cutting edge drug discovery and development. We consider novel knowledge about disease biology and the use of modern technology and holistic approaches. by 2040, one would expect that many diseases will be better diagnosed, prevented, cured, or eventually managed in some cases. So, thank you. I have taken full 1 hour to complete. So, the whatever I have information provided in the talk are purely compiled from existing publications. So, some of the papers referred and suggested are linked here. So, for further reading, I suggest these articles. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir,
Thank you,
for
one
the
and all.
wonderful section.
Thank you, Dr.
Now the
Sina, for
section is
inviting me
open.
for this lecture.
Thank you, sir, for
If
for the
I,
wonderful section. Now the section is open
yes,
for
thank you.
Q&As. The participants can
Yes.
ask your questions or also drop your messages or questions in YouTube or in Google Meet comment section.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Sir, myself Navarun Mukhopadhyay. I am a PhD scholar in Natural Products Department in Naipar, Hyderabad. Thank you for your excellent informative session, sir. Sir, I have only one question that you told that omics technologies nowadays is a booming process in the natural product driven drug discovery process. So, sir, I have little bit keen interest on the metabolomics approach in natural product derived drug discovery. So, can you suggest me, sir, how we can get, means from which sources we can get proper information regarding metabolomics?
See, metabolomics have been used recently by a lot of Chinese workers. So if you see, use of this technology in China has become very popular. If you see articles on PubMed, there are a lot of papers accessible from researchers from Chinese origin. So I suggest you read such papers and maybe you can contact some of them and get more information.
Sir, can you suggest any databases where we can get these ideas, except rather than SciFinder? Any other databases are available?
Yes, PubMed has a lot of articles.
No, sir, not for articles. I'm asking
In
for
pub,
the
yeah,
structures where we can get the known compounds information like that. Any databases can you
yeah.
suggest?
Generally, we go for we just go for SciFinder. Uh, yeah, SciFinder is the one which we generally use. Actually, there is also problem that we don't have lot of databases for this kind of information. So there are people who started developing databases. If you go for one database which I want to suggest to you, if you go to, I don't exactly remember the name, IMSC, Institute of Mathematical Sciences, Chennai.
Thank
Are
you,
you
sir.
there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That Institute of Mathematical Sciences, they have developed one database which is accessible. It has a collection of a lot of molecules.
Thank you so much, sir, for this information.
Yeah, well,
Have a nice day,
yeah,
sir.
yes. Thank you.
There is no more questions. Now I invite Dr. Srikant Sir, Professor KMPCP, for delivering vote of thanks.
On behalf of KMP College of Pharmacy, I would like to thank our distinguished speaker, Dr. K.N. Sunil Kumar, Research Officer and Scientist, Ministry of Ayush, for making an excellent presentation and making this webinar session very meaningful and interesting. I also extend my thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. J. Nandakumar, KMP College of Pharmacy, Perumbavoor. Finally, I extend my gratitude to all the participants who are present in the auditorium and all the dignitaries who are participating in this event through online platforms. Once again, thank you all. Thank you.
So this is the end of our section 1, and our next section will be starting at 11:30 a.m. And the topic is how to rewire your brain for entrepreneurial skill. Hope all of you will join.
You can join by using the same link.
അവിടെ അടച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ ഇവിടെ ഈ ബോക്സ് ഒക്കെ വെച്ചിട്ട് ഞാൻ സൗണ്ട് ഡിസ്റ്റർബൻസ് തന്നെ അവിടെ അടച്ചിട്ട് കിടക്കണം. പിന്നാണ് ഇതിലുണ്ടല്ലോ കിട്ടിയില്ല.
So actually you're on mute.
Good morning, everyone. A very warm greetings to each and every one of you. We extend our appreciation for your presence here today. Without further ado, let us now start with our second lecture. Now I invite Dr. Harish Babu, Professor, Vice President, IIC, to introduce our next speaker.
Thank you, madam. So I'm very happy to introduce today's speaker for the session, Mr. Shaun George Joseph, who is here, who already here with us to take the lecture on how to revive your brain for entrepreneurial skills. See, the topic has got that much importance because after hearing the history of Mr. Shaun, you will realize what he has done and what we can do with his innovative ideas. Mr. Shaun is from Kallur, Cochin, and Mr. Shaun completed his graduate in MBA from SCMS. He started his career in 2009 in sales. He worked with the different brands like Sony, Apple, BlackBerry, Reddington, and also in so many other companies as area sales manager. If you have belief in you, you can achieve anything. Your dedication and creativity will surely lead you to great success. This is the moral that you are going to get from Mr. Shaw. After resigning from the current sales career, he joined his family venture in 2018. For the last 2 generations, his family is doing charcoal business. Utilizing the previous experience and his MBA background, he just viewed this business in another level and formed a company in 2018, which was branded as PepeBbq. Today, he has forayed into retail and distribution. His charcoal is now being sold in different outlets, including Lulu. He also partners with the Le Meridian, Marriott, Holiday Inn, and many other big names. Beyond this, he is a supplier of grills and manufactures their own grills. He has added barbecue masala, barbecue sauce, and a lot of other products to his name. Today, PepeBbq has created a name, as you see, with brands he has associated with. Mr. Shaun was the right personality to win the Emerging Brand Award winner of 2021 for his PepeBbq. It's my great fortune to introduce such a personality in front of you. And now the session I hand over to Mr. Shaun Joseph. Sir, please. Hope all will be enjoying the session. Thank you.
A warm good evening, everyone, and so grateful, Ayush sir, for having giving me a good introduction. So let me share a slide. Hope you can see my slide, right? Can someone comment on that? Hello? Can someone comment on that? My slide is, can it be seen?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
No, it's not seen. So had a good introduction. So, but I would like to introduce about myself. As Harish sir was telling, I am founder of emerging brand called PepeBbq. So what is BBQ? So BBQ is one of the most entertaining food activities in the world. But in India, it has a lot of challenges. Doing BBQ is challenge. So our company is have a lot of products which helps barbecue in household. So that's what we do. And see, about me, it is almost everything is covered about me in this introduction. But I would like to point out something which sometimes inspires you. See, I had a very normal childhood. I was a below average person in my childhood or when I was studying. But aspirations and urge in learning helped me to achieve a lot of things. And as I told, as Sir was mentioning, I am passed out from the one of the top MBA B schools in Kerala, that is SCMS. And after that, I had a very good career. Okay, so let me start my presentation. So the topic is rewiring your brain for entrepreneurial skills. So what is rewiring? I thought I will have some interactive session, but doing it in online, it is a bit challenging. So I without interaction itself, I'll try to make it interesting. Also, what is rewiring? See, rewiring means in an old building, wire will be taken off and inserting new wires. So that is rewiring, right? So this particular session will be covering your brains, the all stuffs your brains will be removed and new stuffs will be put in your brain so that you can excel in entrepreneurship. So that's the that is the content which you will be seeing through this session. So going forward, so I had a question, but I'll answer. See, I am not putting a question because it's very difficult to answer in an online session. Particularly, it's a big group. So the human brain is weighing from 1.3 kilogram to 1.4 kilogram. Okay. So my point is, there are people who the difference between a human brain to human brain will be in grams. There won't be big difference, but still there are a lot of people who excel, but a lot of people struggle, right? Why people struggle and why people excel? The only reason for that is trained brain. See, the people who excel will be having an excellent trained brain, and people who will be struggling won't have that excellent brain. So that is the reason the people struggle. Okay, that is the only difference. The brain size will be same. Everyone will be having almost 1.3 to 1.4 kilograms, but the trained brain is what makes difference. Now, a good classic example is as seen in this screen. Barack Obama. You might be knowing this Barack Obama. Under his brother George Obama. Okay, Barack Obama had a wonderful life, very successful life. As all you know, he was president of America. And what happened to George Obama? See, George Obama, he still lives in slum. He is having a very bad, very what is that? Very bad life. So why? What is the reason? See, they almost have. They are from same family. They almost have similar kind of brain, physical, everything. But Obama's brain is trained, and that's the reason he had success in that way. Even though Obama is president of America, still George Obama is still living in slum. Why? He does not have that trained brain. Okay. Now let's leave that apart. So let's go forward. See, before going forward, I would like to tell something about conscious mind and subconscious mind. You might be knowing about conscious and subconscious mind, but it's very important. Trust me, if you have a good knowledge about this, you will be having a very prosperous life. So what is conscious mind? Conscious mind is a part of brain wherein your activities, your brain, that brain is related to your activities where you are aware, you are conscious. For example, listening this session, that is as result of conscious mind. You learn, you go for class, that is something which is related to conscious mind. You study, so that is also related to conscious mind. And what is subconscious mind? Subconscious mind is a part of brain which is related to activities which you are not aware. You does not have any idea what's going on, but still things happen. I'll tell a good example. See, if you drive a four-wheeler or a two-wheeler, you use brake. So how you use that brake? Without you understanding and you are conscious of your awareness, you use that brake. Even clutch also you use. So that is as a result of subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind do those activities. And in a more critical way, see, your cells in your you have a lot of cells which is functioning. Trillions of cells are functioning. Who are controlling this? Are you aware about that? I'm sure you all won't be aware about that. These cells are functioning only because of subconscious part of your brain. And see, blood comes from heart. That is also is a part of subconscious. Without your awareness, these are happening, and it's part of subconscious mind. So, see, if you could see this image, subconscious mind is a big part. It does a lot of big part in our daily life. 95% of our life, it is controlled by subconscious mind. And conscious mind, only 5%, all those activities happen. Now, what subconscious mind is a data bank. Okay. All of the, see, I'll tell what it is. All of our experience, see, we had lot of experience, lot of learnings, we had lot of friends, parents, etc. See, these data which is collected from this experience will be stored in subconscious mind. Okay. And subconscious mind is a, and this data will result into the pattern of life which you are having. Hope you understanding. So what I'm trying to tell is, so life is a printout of your subconscious program. So I'll tell an example so that you will be able to understand. I'll tell a story so you will be able to understand the concept better. See, if you could see, there are two. These are two, father and son. So I'll tell a story about Father Krishnan, who is having a son, Gopala Krishnan. So Krishnan is a very hardworking person. So he initial days, his early ages, he used to hire auto rickshaw, and he work for that, and he was going in that way. But later, in his mid-age, he managed to, as he was very hardworking, he managed to purchase an auto rickshaw, and he worked for very hard. So the point is, initial day, see, he is a very hardworking guy, but he had some bad habits here and there. He wakes up late. So when he wakes up late, and soon after he wake up, he having breakfast before he go for work. He worked very hard. He worked till late night, and he makes bit decent amount of money. But sad part is, again, he had that that bad habit of consuming liquor. So when it is evening, he will consume liquor with his friends, and see, whatever he have earned will be lost in that way. So that is one thing. And after some mid-age, he had some health problem as well as. So that is the story of Krishnan. And Gopala Krishnan, who is son of Krishnan, he is also very hardworking. As his father, he is also very hardworking. He was very lucky to have, and he was employed in, very hardworking guy. He was employed in a private firm. So he also used to get a decent amount. But the problem is, as his father has a lot of health issue, he want to spend money for that. And in mid-age, he was fed up because his earning was very tight, and he even started consuming liquor. See, it's a father's habit. The point is, they are in loop of poverty. They are in loop of poverty. Why? The reason is they have a program. The Krishnan have a program program in his brain, and same program is transferred to his son Gopala Krishnan as well as. So that is the only reason why they have a similar type of pattern, and they are in loop of poverty. I would like to tell another story about Vasudevan and his father Devan. Devan was a very cool guy. In his early age, he was forced to go to outside Kerala for his work. So after doing work in Mumbai, Chennai, Gujarat and all, he came back to Kerala. So after coming back to Kerala, he managed to start a business. So business was doing well, and since he had lot of experience, he had lot of wisdom. and he had a beautiful pattern. He was having beautiful habits. He wake up early, he won't consume liquor, he have a habit of walking, etc. And he was very school guy. Thing is, he does not believe in hard work, but he believe in smart work. The Vasudevan, his son, is also had a pattern of his father. Vasudevan has learned from his father and have data of father, and he had also that a very healthy pattern in his life. And as a result, he's also had a very prosperous, even though he didn't work he didn't do a lot of work and all, but he had a prosperous life. Even he had also a lot of disciplines, like he wake up early, had good healthy food, etc. The point is, see, we get lot of information and data from our circumstance, etc. And this is what happened into these two father and sons. So hope you understand my point. See, what I'm trying to tell is, see, our brain, our subconscious mind is holding lot of data in subconscious mind. So these data determine our life and patterns of life. For example, if you are not able to wake up at 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. early morning, then it's because you have a bad program in your brain. The easy way is to insert new programs so that you can wake up early. In another way, if you want to see, I'll tell my example. See, I was a person who was drinking coffee and tea regularly. See, I used to put a lot of sugar and drink, but I could able to last 3-4 years. I could able to drink coffee and sugar without tea and coffee without sugar. It's because I reprogrammed my brain. I did my tool. I'll come later what I did, but I could reprogram my brain and make sure I drink tea and coffee without sugar. So in another way, if you want to be a good entrepreneur, very easy. You delete your old program and you insert new program. So again, just trying to elaborate this thing. See, 95% of our action comes from thoughts, etc. come from subconscious mind. Again, if you want to be rich, you need to insert mindset or programs of rich people. If you want to be entrepreneur, very easy, you need to insert programs of entrepreneur. If you want to take PhD, very easy, you want to program your mind of a PhD holder. So that's come rewiring your brain and reprogramming. Okay, see, reprogramming your brain. So as I told, delete your old program and insert your new program. This is what rewiring as well. Delete your old wires from the brain and insert new wire to your brain. Okay, again, to make this point clear, if you want to be a person like Ambani, very easy, you need to put data like Ambani. Hope you are getting my point. So there are two quotes which I have, relevant quotes which I have taken from internet. The quotes say like this: your mind is programmable. Okay, your mind is programmable. If you did not program it, someone else will program it for you. This guy is a very known Deepak Chopra. He is very known trainer, mind trainer. Okay, so what Deepak Chopra have told is simply with the change of mind, you can change your life. Okay, so if you want to be an entrepreneur, very easy. You change your thoughts, your data, so that you can easily be an entrepreneur. So now, okay, so now everyone will be hope everyone understand the topic. Now there are some tools wherein we can use for reprogramming our brain. So first tool is removing impurities. Okay, before going into tools of reprogramming, let me ask if you have some questions, then you can ask so that the point will be clear and we can go forward. So, do you have any questions? Can someone take care of that? Hello. Can someone volunteer for if there is some questions? Can someone raise the hands or take off your mute and ask some questions? I hope there is no questions. The point is clear. Okay. Now, see, the brain can be reprogrammed and rewired. Okay. So there are some tools for reprogramming the brain. The first tool is removing your impurities. Okay. There are impurities. Our brain, as I told, our brain is will be having lot of data received from our old experience, etc. So first thing is we need to remove impurities like poverty mindset, okay, anger, greed, everything. Okay, see, the one way of removing, for taking my example, I had a lot of impurities, and I could remove a lot of impurities. One tool which I did is meditation. While I'm meditating, I see I'll be having grudges with people. So I will thinking, I will be, while I'm meditating, I'll visualize as if I have forgiven people. I'll show a lot of gratitude for people. So these are the ways. So we need to visualize and we need to reprogram our brain. So first thing is we need to remove our impurities. Next thing is goal. There should be a clear written goal. If you want to be entrepreneur, what kind of entrepreneur? Do you want to be billionaire or not? Which place, which geographical place you want to be? Everything written very clear. And you need to regularly see these goals so that our brain will be feeding with these things. Another thing is vision board. See, the most important thing. See, this is the vision board which I have made. See, vision board is something. See, we will be having a lot of goals and aspirations. So these aspirations and goals will be, we can search in internet, and similar images can be pasted in a image. So if you could see, this is my vision board which I have made in that is vision board by December 2022. So similar type, you can also make vision board. If you have aspiration for being an entrepreneur, then you can find out images from, you can take images from internet, and you can make this vision board. And vision board, we need to paste it in everywhere where we always see. Repeatedly, if you see, that images will be registered in our brain, and that data will be going into brain, and we'll be having a strong urge for becoming entrepreneur, and we'll be doing great job. Without our understanding and knowledge, we'll be doing well. Now, another thing is we need to have a role model. See, my role model is PepeBbq sir. See, role model is very important. See, I'll tell you, we human beings have something called mirror neurons. See, mirror neurons is something like what monkeys have. We imitate. For example, we imitate our parents. Okay, if there is a queue, then we'll be going behind that queue. Okay, so when we are having that role model, we'll be start imitating people. Okay, now and again, when we are having a strong role model, we will be looking for their features, and without knowledge, it will be going inside our brain, and we will be acting. So students, for you guys, what I'm telling is, if you have an aspiration for entrepreneurship, then you need to have strong role models, and you need to read about role model, read these people. And another role model which I'm having is Steve Jobs. I love that Steve Jobs very well. CEO of Apple, founder of Apple, no more CEO, founder of Apple. So whatever words, etc., is registered in my mind, and there is a very probability that I follow Steve Jobs. And another thing is meditation. Yes, I'm a 4-year, I'm doing meditation. So what is meditation? See, believe me, meditation will take your life into next level. See, if you could Google it, you can understand lot of benefits. You'll be having a different flavors of life. You'll be happy. You will be having empathy. You will be whatever. So while meditation, what I do is, see, I meditate in a pattern. As I told, I'll be forgiving. I'll be showing gratitude. I'll be showing okay. Now another thing what I do in the meditation is I visualize. See, I'll be having a lot of goals and aspirations. As I have done in vision board, same thing I do in meditation. While I'm in the meditative stage, that is called alpha stage. When I'm in alpha stage, I'll be visualizing. I'll be seeing a future film of myself. So I'll be seeing as if I have achieving everything. So that is what meditation. Believe me, if you want to be entrepreneur or not, if you are meditating, then then your quality life will be improving. So please meditate. Then affirmation. Affirmation is another powerful thing which you can do. See, the affirmation which I always use is, I expect the best thing in my life. I expect the best thing in my life. When I tell this affirmation, I am reprogramming my brain. When I tell I expect the best thing in my life, I am very optimistic. In same way, you can also you can tell affirmation like prayers. For example, see, if I have written down so much of affirmation, like I am smart and successful, money and wealth come easy for me, I am driven by passion, there are no limit to what I achieve. So these are affirmations you can tell there and then. And again, one example I would like to tell is, see, as I told, I had as everyone, as I had a habit of drinking tea with a good sugar. So one day, doctor told me you should avoid sugar, but it is very difficult. When we have a pattern, it's very difficult. So what I thought is, I'll take I have Google and I have taken an affirmation. The affirmation was like this: I cancel sugar from my life. Okay, the affirmation is, I cancel sugar from my life. See, I repeatedly telling this. Trust me, within 2 weeks, I could remove that habit of drinking coffee with sugar. So in the same way, you can rewrite your old patterns or old habit easily by repeating this affirmation. Only thing is, affirmation have lot of rules, like negative word should not be used. Okay, and there are some rules. So you can Google and help help from experts, so that the affirmation will be doing a wonderful job, no doubt in that. Then auto suggestion. What is auto suggestion? Auto suggestion refers to see something like, okay, I am doing good. I'm doing good. I'm successful. So everything is happening good for me. So these are auto suggestion which you need to tell repeatedly. When we are telling this auto suggestion repeatedly, then trust me, your brain will be, new data will be going to your mind. I am successful. Everyone is loving me. See, these are the auto suggestion which you can tell. Then prayer, of course. When connected to entrepreneurs, you can tell, I want to become entrepreneur. I want to have a good organization. I want to pay off my employees well. I want to have a good team of employees, etc. You can pray. See, prayer, beyond God giving to you, what work is, while you're praying, those data are entering into your head. When you're telling, I want to become an entrepreneur, God help me to become an entrepreneur, these data are going into your head. So this will work very well. So this is the best way to you can reprogram your brain. disassociation. This is another important thing. See, if you want to really want to be an entrepreneur or you want to be a successful person, you need to dissociate. See, there is a quote which tells you are average of 5 people around with you. 5 people with you. So if you are with this very mediocre people, then you will be having that mediocre life. If you are with successful people, you will be having a successful life. If you are with entrepreneurs, the possibility of being successful entrepreneur is very high. And particularly disassociate. Don't associate with the negative people. Don't associate with people who are in poverty, because you will be having that program will be transferred. So please disassociate with people. Then visualization. So what is visualization? Visualization is like you again coming into aspirations and dreams. If you have a lot of if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can visualize. So you can see as if you have started an organization. You can make a story and visualize. If it is difficult, you can written down story and visualize. For example, see, you started an organization in small. You had a one team. Then after after days going on, you had 5 team people, and again after that, so you need to you had a small office, and after again more days are going, the office you need to increase the size of office. See, all those things you can visualize. Again, visualization will make you a good entrepreneur. Not only entrepreneur, whatever you want to. If you want to take a Ph.D. or you want to be a very successful person, again visualization, that tool will help you. Okay, so these are the tools. Hope you understand. Again, I'll just go through the tools again. So first thing is you need to remove your impurities. Then second thing is goal. You need to have a strong goal for being entrepreneur. Then you should have a vision board. So your aspirations, goals of being an entrepreneur, you should put in an image so that you can make vision board. Then you should have a strong role model so that you will imitate, and all those data of the role model, all those character of role model will transfer you to your mind. And again, meditation. Meditation is a beautiful person. If you are an entrepreneur, whatever it is, meditate. Trust me, meditation will put your life in a different level. No doubt in that. Affirmation. In Malayalam, ആത്മകൽപ്പന എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത് മലയാളത്തിൽ. അഫർമേഷൻ, അതായത് പോസിറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള വേർഡ്സ്. വി നീഡ് ടു ടെൽ യുവർ പോസിറ്റീവ് വേർഡ്സ് ടു yourself. So if you want to know about that, you can research in Google and you can understand affirmation. But trust me, this is most powerful transform your life. And auto suggestion, of course, every time you speak to yourself, make auto suggestion in positive notes. And if you want to be entrepreneur, speak to yourself in that way. And prayer, yes, of course, God might not be give you, but you are feeding with positive data in your head. That dissociation, please dissociate with the people who have poverty mindset and negative people. Visualization is another tool. And these are the tools. And again, there are some support things which you need. See, first, one thing is forgiveness. You need to forgive. See, if you have a lot of grudge in you, very difficult to achieve anything. If you want to be a big billionaire, trust me, you should forgive the people who had made problem to you. Same way, attitude. You should have a positive attitude in you. Belief. You should have a strong belief. You should think, yes, I am a super person. I am a super entrepreneur. I am a person. I will achieve things. So that kind of belief you want. That habits. Yes, what is habit? The habit is creature of, okay, there is a quote which tells human beings are creatures of habits. So when you are growing up, you need to come up with good habits. Only when you have a good habits, you will have a prosperous life. Trust me. If you want to be a strong entrepreneur also, you should have good habits. I wake up at 4 o'clock. I learn. I do exercise. All these are making me powerful. See, without these things, you won't able to do become anything. In that case, entrepreneur as well as. See, if you could look, most of the entrepreneurs will be having these beautiful habits. Then unconditional love. Without condition, you need to love everything. See, love is ultimately everything. See, I'll tell one thing. See, if you could look my organization, people loves me. I'm a charismatic leader. Loves me, and everything works without my force. The only reason is unconditional love. Even I love them. I without any conditions, I help them, so that these people also will be loving me, and that benefit organization. That benefit organization. And gratitude. Yes, gratitude is very important too. See, I used to write gratitude journal. See, when you have gratitude, we'll be happy. See, I'll tell you, if you could do one thing, then see, you take a book, and one side you list down what are the blessings you have having. One side you list down the those things which you are not favorable. Things are not favorable for you. I'll bet you those things which are favorable or you are blessed is more, but you are not aware about that. You are very unhappy about things which you don't have. For example, if looking at me, I am blessed with a good country, good state, good climate. I'm blessed with house. I'm blessed with employees. I'm blessed to be here and train you. Lot of blessings. Okay, I have hands and legs. I have good brain. Okay, so when we are feeling that feeling of gratitude, that is very powerful. We'll be happy. Only once we are happy, we'll able to take correct actions. When only once we take correct action, we'll able to it will leads to good result. And again, good result will be leads to happiness. So it's a cycle. One very easy way is a very important exercise which I do is gratitude journal. I every day write down what is my blessings. Start with the sentence, I am blessed and gratitude. I am blessed and grateful for having my food, for my mother preparing my food, for my wife loving me, for my children loving me, for my children playing with me, for my employee doing work for me. So these are this gratitude. Okay, gratitude. Then I'll be more gratitude. I'll be consciously doing that, so that I'll be having more powerful feeling of gratitude. So these are the things, supporting things in which you want to program yourself to be a better person. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, of course, you need to put your new data. You need to delete all your old data you are having and put new data, and you need to have this supporting as well as. So these are the things I'm concluding by telling. See, if you always do, as Albert Einstein told, if you always do what you always did, you will get what you always got. Again, repeating, if you always do what you always did, you will get what you always got. So all the best. So this is all from my side. So I wish all of you those of you who want to have good entrepreneurship or want to be entrepreneur, delete all your old programs and data in your head and insert new program so that you will be successful. Thank you, and so blessed and grateful for giving this opportunity, and so grateful for Dr. Sina for giving this opportunity. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session. Now the section is open for the Q&As. Participants can ask your doubts or drop your questions in the comment section.
Yes, I think who want to ask me question, please. Uh, Dr. Mohammed, do you want some question? Any questions? I feel you understand the topic well and no questions.
Now I invite Mrs. Tauncy K. Thomas, Associate Professor KMPCP, for delivering vote of thanks.
We have reached the end of the inspiring session. On behalf of KMB College of Pharmacy, Perumbavoor, I'm glad to be here to express a vote of thanks to Mr. Shaun George Joseph, founder, PepeBbq, for taking down a little time from his busy schedule and enlightening us with his knowledge. Thank you, sir, for the inspiring and motivational words. You are an excellent person and we are glad to learn from you. It will encourage our students to set up an entrepreneurial mindset for the startup ideas. We are grateful to your management, our principal, and the team IIC KMPCP, IT department, teaching and non-teaching faculties for their unflinching support and coordination. It's a very happy and proud moment for the team KMPCP. As a budding institute, this is the first time we are receiving funds for conducting webinars from the Government of India. Our heartfelt thanks to all the esteemed delegates for the seminar, for the presence and attention for this making this webinar a great success. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And this is the end of today's section. Sequel to this section will be conducted towards the last week of July. We expect all of your participation for the next section as well. Thank you all. Thank you once again for joining us today. About the feedback form, it is available in our YouTube link and in the Google Meet comment section. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.